Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another Minecraft episode on the AlphaCraft server. Today I'm back in the mansion again, and it's about time myself and Smurf started doing a little bit of work in here. So the plan today, Smurf has actually been around and collected up, like Noah, he's collected up two animals, two by two animals. So we'll have a look at those in a minute, but that's not what we're going to do today. What I want to do today is start on the carrot and potato and wheat one chunk farm in the middle, right behind my head. So if we have a look through here, we want to put it in there. There aren't many rooms in the mansion that are bang on top of each other. So this room is a 15 by 15. Just above it is another 15 by 15. There aren't many around that in here. They're either 15 by, I think it's 7 or 7 by 15 or 7 by 7. Like that one. There's a couple of sheep, a couple of pigs in there, a couple of cows, a couple of chickens around here. Thank you for doing that, Smurfer. There they are. I was thinking of putting it in here, but I think you can see from the map, this is the back corner of the wall. Now, this mansion is a really funny shape, and it's not, I was expecting the bottom part of the mansion to be square, just a big old square, but it's not. It's a funny old shape, which means we've got to do a bit of renovating around the back. We've got to put, I think we're going to put some rooms along the back here, along this back wall, and then one over there in that corner, and then one here to give ourselves another 3 rooms along the bottom. And then we'll probably do something upstairs as well. And I thought about putting it in here, knocking that wall out and putting it in there. But again, the same problem. It's just there's nothing above us. So anyway, I've decided we're going to stick it bang in the middle, and also that means that wherever you are, whenever you're running around the mansion, you're going to be able to look in and make sure the slackers are working, because they don't work very hard in 1.14. Actually, it's a shame, and they only work between 2,000 and 9,000 ticks. So unless you sleep during the night, it means they spend two-thirds of the day doing nothing. Lazy farmers. But couple of things we have to do today before we get that far. Firstly, we need to catch ourselves a couple of villagers. Now, I don't know whether to head over to KB's place and borrow a couple of villagers, or whether we go out and get our own, because I've got a couple of potions there and a couple of apples. So I think we'll probably chip off out and get our own, which sounds like a plan. I mean, there's bound to be some knocking about. It's a lot easier because we've got the map, because we use voxel maps and the fabric mod loader. It's like we can see the mods on the little map at the top, which just makes it that little bit easier finding mobs. But what I need to do first then is I need to replace all of that birch, all of the birch planks with dirt, and I need to put down some rails underneath it. I'm stood here talking and telling you what I'm going to do. Why don't I just do it? Right, now down here is the room myself and Smurf dug the other day, which was ideal, really, because it means I don't have to dig it all out now. But it does mean we are using quite a big chunk of the underside of here, down here. Oh, my ankles. Because all of this in the middle here is going to be the sort of the collection area. I don't know yet where we're going to put our chest room. It's probably going to be one of the rooms knocking about in the mansion. However, if we use this bit of the floor, we are going to go down quite a long way, because there are going to be some more farms underneath. We're going to try and get a slime chunk. We're going to incorporate some kind of pigman farm. There are going to be the animal farms in here as well. So if we use this level as like the item transport kind of area, that means is it 3 high? Might even make this 2 high. And I know it's got to be, if we leave it 3 high, then at least we've got plenty of room to work with. Then any drops from any of the farms can come into here, this level, and then get scooted off like like those plastic tubes you see in supermarkets when people put the checkouts. I don't know whether they'd still do it now, but they put money in the plastic little torpedo things and stick them in air tubes, and they whiz them off over to the banking room or whatever it's called. Anyway, it's going to be something like that. So we'll have the hoppers and the water streams and everything else on this level, and then all of the drops can come into here and shoot off to the storage area, wherever that may be. So let me just whiz out the bottom here, and then we'll work on putting the rails in. Okay, so I've dug out the floor and I've put down the stone brick blocks underneath for the rails to go on. I've marked the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is the center. This is where all the stuff's going to fall down. The farms above this are going to fall. Are going to drop their drops straight down the hole into the storage area or the sorting area or whatever it's going to be down the bottom, the distribution area. Now I need to grab myself some rails. We need to cover this floor with rails and then have a dispenser, not a dispenser, sorry, a dropper. Don't need a dispenser in this farm. Dropper down there, a couple of hoppers, a little bit of redstone underneath to do the firing. Oh yes, this couldn't be any simpler actually. Let me get rid of all this stuff that I've just dug out. Another head. I'm dead. Look at that, 12 deaths. I didn't have 12 deaths in the whole of season 1. It's because of the Vindicators and Vexers and everything, all the other bad guys down here. I don't need that just yet. Don't need my water just yet. Do need my dropper and my hoppers. That should be... I'll take the stairs anyway. So we're going to need an area in the corner. Well, actually, I'll start from the middle so I don't mess myself up. We're going to need a dispenser in... I keep saying dispenser and I don't mean dispenser at all. Frills, come on. Going to need a dropper there. Is that the middle now? And I've lost the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not the middle. Frills, it's not the middle. Dropper. There. That's the middle. Excellent. Excelente. Going to need a... that there. That's going to be under the wall. I'm going to need another one there. We're going to have a wall above both of these. Going to be a wall there and a wall there, so you won't be able to see any of this. Now I'm going to need to lock this hopper when the minecart that's on the rails comes over the top of it and has something in it. How are you going to do that, Frills? I hear you ask. Actually, it's a really good question, everybody. Thanks for asking. I'm going to do it by a fancy bit of redstone down here, and I hate that. That's a glitch in 1.14 that wasn't here prior to this. If you put a block, sorry, if you mine a block and some blocks fall into a hole and then you put a block, solid block in that hole, that happens. And you can't pick the stuff up. And it's really annoying, especially if you're mining diamonds and you do that. Because even now, if I break that block, will that allow me to get it? No, it still doesn't allow me to get it. So if you're mining and you've got some diamonds down there, can I get it there? No, you see? Mojang, sort it out. So if they were diamonds, I'd have lost them. Really, really annoying. But hey-ho. So I'm going to need one of these, a comparator, to pull it, come on, comparator, to pull a signal out of that. So when there's something in there, that comparator's going to go on. Then we'll have a piece of, I've got stuff in my inventory. I don't need one of them there. We'll have one of them there. We'll have a bit of dust, which I didn't pick up. Why didn't I pick dust up? Oh yeah, because I've got stuff in my inventory, hadn't I? I was all full up. Meant to pick it up. Didn't pick it up. Should have picked it up. Still can't pick it up. I need bigger pockets. Dust there. Now that when there's something in that hopper, that comparator will go on. That repeater will light up. That block will be powered. This dust will be powered, which will put power into this block here. And coming off of that block there, taking the sword off my hotbar, absolutely lethal. It's going to unpower that torch. That torch will be powering that block. I've had to do it this elaborate way around because I can't power that hopper. If I power that hopper while I'm trying to power the powered rails above it, it's going to lock that hopper and nothing's going to go through. And I need to power that block because I need to power some rails that are going to come down there. It's got to power these rails here, like that. So if I try and power them using any other block under there, then because normally I'd have just powered that block there that we're looking at now. But I can't do that, because if I do that, it's going to lock that hopper and stop the system from working. So I've had to be a bit elaborate, and it's probably taken me longer to explain that than it has done for you to look and see me do it. Anywho, and I don't need that one there either. I just need a normal rail. So that's the underside of it done. So now what we need to do is that's gonna be the main chute. Have I got no more? That's going to be the main chute where everything goes down the middle. Like I said, I think I'm repeating myself now. So we can't, there's no point in having rails. The point I'm trying to make is there's no point in having rails around there, because nothing's going to be farmed above that anyway. So now we'll just run these rails out in a spiral, getting progressively bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it reaches the side. And this is what make the waterlogging of stairs has made so much easier, because before the waterlogging of stairs, I'd have needed a block there to hold the water on, and that would have meant these rails would have to be, they'd have to go around these blocks, and it got really complicated. It used to take me ages to do that. Well, now we don't have to do that. So I'm going to grab some normal rails. Now, if I'd got a cajillion normal powered rails, I would just run powered rails all round here, because what you don't want happening is the minecart to get stuck halfway round. And a minecart will get progressively slower the fuller it is, a hopper minecart. So if you've got a really good farm, and in fairness, these farms are no longer really good, but if you had a really good farm and you have your powered rails spread out too far, then the hopper minecart might not make it between one set of powered rails and the other, and it will stop. So use as many powered rails as you can. Now we can't have a powered rail here, because we need the hopper minecart to come over there and land in here before the power turns off. So we'll do that. And under here, we've got to be careful as well, because we're going to be putting, I think I'm going to be using these things, because we have got quite a bit of redstone. So I'm going to be using these things to put power into into the rails. You could just as easily pop out this block and put a redstone torch down there, and then, that like that, and then put a block over the top of it to power the rail there. But you have got to be careful when you get round to the other side of this dispenser, this dropper, because you don't want the redstone at the top interfering with that down the bottom. So it's probably best if I go down there and just put that redstone in first before I put the rails in, isn't it? Otherwise there'll be tears. You'll see a grown man cry. Can I not pick those up? Unbelievable, Frills. What are you like? So if we get one of those there, one there, similar sort of setup. This is just a bog standard hopper clock. Really, sorry, a clock. What do you call it? Clock, dropper clock. That's going to detect what's inside the dropper and then spit it out. Really, really straightforward. There. Want another one of those. And that can go into a block. I'm actually putting redstone on the floor when I always put it on blocks. I always try to put it on blocks, so people digging underneath know that I've got redstone on it. But Smurfy doesn't know. Only when he's rooting around underneath, he won't know that I've got redstone on it until he's dug through it and broke my setup. Right, start again. One of those, and some dust. I have got a silk pick. Here's me bleating about not having a silk pick, and I've actually got one. Right, so that forms a clock. There's something in there. One block. So that forms a clock. If we put a bit of dust there, it's going to power that and spit it out. and then the clock's going to stop. Ideal. You've seen these. I'm sure you've seen these a cajillion times. But they are super useful. So we've done that. Now, as I mentioned, I've just got to make sure that my powered rails above the power to power my redstone rails. The power to power my rails above doesn't interfere with this redstone dust. If it does, it's going to break it. So I have to be careful of that. Let's do that. I'll leave that open just for the moment so I know where it is. Yeah, do that. Gonna have to get under there in a second. That there. That there. There. And because that is the end, I'm going to have to mess about getting rails to go past it. Because if I put rails down here anywhere, it's going to snap to that. So I'm just going to have to break them and place them and break them and place them until I get it working. But I will get it working. Should I do that now? This is going to be one of the ones that I can't put... Oh, no, it's not. I can put dust there. And we've also got to be careful not to bud that dropper. If I put one there, I'm going to bud block update detect that hopper, and it's not going to work. If a redstone block there will mess up that dispenser. So I'm going to have to put 3 powered rails here, possibly even 4 powered rails here, just so I can get the power to it without interfering with that dropper. Okay, so that didn't take too long at all. So I've got the rails in. Hopefully I've not messed up underneath. I haven't checked. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. You know me. Live dangerously. So now I've got the... you know what I've got. I'm not going to show you again. I'm going to grab a hopper minecart now and see if it makes it all the way around. Always test it. Whenever you're doing anything like this, I mean with any redstone or any build or anything, always just test it. If it's broken now, we can fix it. If the minecart doesn't make it all the way around and I've got the top on and the villagers in and the crops planted, it'd be an absolute nightmare, wouldn't it? So let's jump up here and see it go all the way around. It looks like it's not struggling, but as I said, when it's empty, it just goes a lot further than it does when it's full. If that was completely full, it might not make it between powered rails. So when it gets down to the bottom, it should drop in there and then pop back out again. So what I'm going to do now is throw some stuff on the tracks. I've got plenty of dirt. Smurf's going to kill me. It's picked up the dirt. Makes it all the way back to the beginning. And then starts again. And yes, we will have to listen to minecarts running about. But really, there's no other way of doing this. Having a farm like this without the minecarts trundling about. You won't be able to do it. And they're not that loud. And if it really bothers me, I can turn it off. So now when this minecart gets to the middle, if that mechanism in the centre is correct, then it should stop in the hole, empty its stuff. There it is. And when it's empty, off it goes. Absolutely perfect. I need to get on the track now and break it so it doesn't... oh, do I? Shall I leave it running? It's got to go. It's got... It may as well stay running, hasn't it? May as well stay running. So cool running. So what I need to do now is cover this all with dirt. This is where I've got to... It's easier to do it from the top or the bottom. What I'm going to do... The problem is if the minecart runs into me, it's going to stop dead. And if it stops and I don't realise it stopped and then put the top on, then I'm going to be in trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the minecart here. Can make it again in a second. And then if I leave that hole open, when I've put the dirt in, I can just drop the minecart down there and I'll know it'll start. So now it's just a case of running around, putting dirt in my farm. Okay, so we put those in. I've now put the stairs in the corners. Now, because of how farmers now, and it's only farmers in 1.14, or I say farmers, it's only the guys with straw hats in 1.14 that farm. In 1.13 and prior, as you know, any brown coat would do the farming. In 1.14, it's only people with straw hats. So fishermen and fletchers no longer do any farming. So bear that in mind when you're building some kind of farm like this. What you need to do now is waterlog these stairs. Now I've put them in the corners. I could have put them here. You could have put them in there. You could have put them where you liked. As long as the water is within 4 blocks of a piece of dirt, it'll hydrate it. But the problem is, if you put them in the middle, the farmer dude will only farm up to about here. I think it's 8 blocks away from the composter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He'll farm up to the end, but he won't farm into the corners. He misses the 3 blocks in the corners. So if you put them sort of diagonal to the center block, then this farmer will do down to here and all of these blocks, and this farmer will do up to here and all of these blocks. So they sort of overlap each other, and this way all of the farm gets farmed. If you put them here, then, and in fairness, there might be another way of doing it, but this always worked for me, so there's no point in changing it. So now we can waterlog these steps. I do love a bit of waterlogging. Be careful when you're waterlogging that you don't click on the dirt, otherwise you'll get water everywhere. Shouldn't be a problem, but you don't want to be splashing around in water, do you? So now we've done that, all of this farmland is going to be hydrated. While I'm thinking about it, let me grab my hopper and my minecart. My hopper and my minecart and my hopper. Where'd my hoppers gone? There they are. All 63 of them, and I couldn't see one. I then make myself a hopper minecart. Don't have to run back to a crafting bench to make a hopper minecart. It's a bit like torches. And then stick a hopper minecart there. Off it goes. Put my dirt down, and now I'm gonna till all of this ground, because if I go anywhere now, when I come back, we're gonna have mobs in here, because mobs will spawn on dirt, and it's dark enough for mobs to spawn in here on dirt. They won't spawn on tilled ground. So I'll get my trusty hoe, and I'm just gonna till the ground. So I'll see you back here in a minute. I'm back with my 18 potatoes, and I'll stick them around the edges to start with, because they need light, obviously, to grow. But the lighting in the centre isn't going to be great, so I'm going to have to put a drop ceiling on this place. Didn't know whether I'd want to, but I don't think, even if I put lighting around there, glowstone around there, I don't think that's going to light up the rest of the floor enough to plant things on. So I'm going to plant these around the edges to start with. I'm probably going to put a ceiling on it, a drop ceiling on it. So let me just plant these spuds. The only problem with trying to... Is that it? The only problem with trying to plant potatoes, if you're hungry, is you keep eating them, which is not great. So I'm going to have to let these grow a little bit, but it will give me time to grab myself a couple of villagers. So let me grab 4 of these. Now, because we don't have a trading hall in here with villagers in it at the moment, it doesn't matter whether I put these down or not. I'm going to stick these down here. Grab a bit of glass. Put a bit of glass on top. If I put... Oh, shall I put glowstone on top? If I put glowstone on top, though, it's going to block your view seeing through, isn't it? And I like watching the farmers run around, and then when they're chatting, so I know that they're not working. Dock their wages. Pay far too much as it is anyway. Do that. I don't know whether I've got glowstone on me or whether I'm going to have to go hunting it. I had a load. Excellent. Found some potatoes. Oh, sorry, found some glowstone upstairs. Also found some more potatoes and a few carrots. Which is ideal. You're going to have to remind me to sleep. Do I want to... I know, I'll plant carrots later. I need to put glowstone on top, so I'm going to have to jump. I will probably break this farmland when I'm jumping. Nothing I can do about it. Oh! You need to put these over the top of the water as well, because for some reason when they walk off of the farmland onto a raised block, they jump. The villagers jump, and if they jump on the farmland, they'll break it. And also, you need to put a block above the composter, because they will jump up on top of the composter and in the composter sometimes. But if they're on top and they jump off, they'll damage the farmland. So that's why we need stuff above it, like this. Fabulous. So all I need now is to find myself some zombie villagers. Now that's going to take some doing. That is, I've got to tell the guys on the server it's only Asgard at the moment, so I'll tell him that I need him not to sleep for an evening, and then just hope that we've got the zombie villagers. I need to make a trap actually. Let me remove these while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to come through here and then him not be able to get through. And then if I run down here, because they're the same height as pillagers and vindicators and things like that, I'm going to be able to make that one of those vindicator traps down here that we love so much. That he'll run down here, and then bit of carpet, get him trapped. Another bit of carpet ready to go behind him, and then we can heal him up and then hopefully breed him up. So I'm going to wait around an hour and hopefully bag myself a zombie villager, and I'll join you back here again in a minute. So I've sat here for a couple of nights and I've got nowhere. I've got nothing apart from attacked by phantoms, and also the guys keep going to sleep. Now I've asked them to not go to sleep, but a couple have joined since, and I don't want to stop them from sleeping. Obviously, there's a reason they want to sleep, so I didn't want to stop them from sleeping. So I suddenly thought that myself and Smurf not that long ago actually captured a zombie villager, didn't we? You may remember, and it's all the way back down here. So I've dug a tunnel all the way from where the zombie villager is to all the way back to the mansion. So now all I have to do is let him out and hope that he follows me and doesn't do anything stupid like jumping in a lava lake or falling off a cliff or seeing another beautiful zombie villager, that kind of thing. So he's here. He's a fisherman at the moment, but when he gets transformed into a villager, he'll turn back into he'll turn back into a normal unemployed villager. So I'm hoping now you'll follow me. You going to follow me, Smurf's bestie? So wish me luck. Now, at least these aren't as quick as vindicators. And because we're underground, I shouldn't have to worry about him burning up in the daylight, which was a problem I'd have had during the day in the above ground. You're a good looking fella, you are, aren't you? I'm going to put you to work and everything. Right, so I'll meet you again back at the base when hopefully we can start turning this guy into a farmer. So we're nearly there. We're nearly at the underside of the mansion now. Come on, fella. So you can't get out there. Perfect. So if we turn you now into a villager and then just run a channel from there into there, you'll go in there and start planting, won't you? You will. I know you will. So let me grab my potions again. Get rid of some of that stuff. Grab an apple. This is where I always injure myself. Oi. Oh, straight away. And you have found the workstation, have you? Right, so now if I let him out and let him into here, he should start doing some work. There it is. Can you see that, mate? Can you see that? You want to get in there, start working, don't you? You do, I know you do. There you go, Smurf's bestie. Get yourself in there, start doing a bit of work. Now all I need to do is find myself another zombie villager. Oh. Now he won't, depending on the time of day it is. It's early in the morning, isn't it? I think. Just as the sun was rising. So it might not be 2,000 ticks yet. But when it gets to 2,000 ticks, he'll start harvesting these crops. Now, because he's got nothing in his inventory now, he'll harvest them and pick them up. Unless the hopper minecart happens to be directly underneath him when it goes past. And it's very unlikely that's going to happen. So he'll pick these up and then keep filling up his inventory and then replanting. Which obviously he can't do at the moment because he's got no crops in his inventory. And the second is full. The second he's got 4 of the same type of cropping, because even though they've got 8 inventory slots, they'll only pick up 4 of the same crop type. So as soon as he's picked up 4 stacks of potatoes, anything else he picks up after that he'll throw on the floor. So now we've just got to play the waiting game, and I've got to go out and get myself another zombie villager. Right, so this is actually the following day. I've been trying to do this for the best part of 4 hours, and I've finally got myself another zombie villager. Some kind of butcher looking geezer. So we're going to make our way back to the base, back to the, like we did before. Stick him in the pod, throw a potion at him, get him in the farm, and hopefully we'll have some babies soon enough, won't we? So we've got that fellow in there quite easy. Easy when you've got everything set up. Sword off my hotbar. Lethal. Potion. Apple. You're going to take 4 days now to change, aren't you? No doubt. Brilliant. So he's changed over. And like I thought, he can't see the workstations. But hey ho, I mean, that's what I thought would happen. If we put these blocks down here and get rid of that block, you should, in your own good time, go in there and start working. Now, since we've been looking around trying to find this zombie villager, this guy's been reasonably busy. He's planted the entire field, which I'm actually... That's actually surprised me a lot. That has really surprised me a lot, because you should only be farming around your composter. But you've actually farmed around all of the composters. That is new to me. That means I'm going to have to start thinking about this. Can you do one of these farms with just one farmer? No, but that's surprising. Unless Smurf's been in and completely planted this for me. And if he has, he's not mentioned it to me. But if you've done this, kudos to you, mate. Thank you. Right, this guy really... Get in there. Get in there. We're not going. You're not going that way. Whatever's that way, you're not going. What is it that's over there that you want to go to? What's so important out here? Come on, get in there, for goodness sake, please. Now those fellas are in there as happy as Larry. They'll farm between 2,000 and 9,000 ticks. They'll probably try to breed as well, but because there are no beds around here, they won't be able to, so they'll just get angry. The problem with that is that every time they attempt to breed, they will use up 12 potatoes from their inventory. So every time you get the angry particles, they'll each use up 12 potatoes. So if they're carrying 4 full stacks of potatoes and they try to breed several times, they'll use up most of that inventory, and then they'll have to start mining again, start farming again. But it looks like they're cracking on. Okay, now I'm going to stick down a couple of beds. I'm going to stick down 3 beds. Hopefully they'll have a little baby, but he will be able to get out. And I'm not going to mess about, or am I? I should, shouldn't I? I am going to mess about. Let me just put some glass around the entire area around here, and then I can put some beds down, and we'll have a little baby, and he won't be able to get out. So I've put around a load of glass. Little wooded babies can't get out. I'm just going to stick down some beds. These are just temporary beds. So they're going to have babies. They should only have 2, and then those 2 will become farmers. And then we can work on the storage system down the bottom, because sooner or later we're going to start getting potatoes down the bottom, and I'm going to start wasting them. So I think we'll call it a day for today then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.